Please stand for a moment of silence. We want to remember Patricia Pat Johnson, 94 years old. She passed on 4th of July, Independence Day. She's the mother of Richard and Scott Johnson of Flagler Realty and Development, Inc. Also State Representative District 90 Joseph, or also known as Joe Casello, on July 18, 2025. He was 73. Reverend David Bassel, 61 years young, passed on August 6, 2025. He is the husband of Renee Bassel, town clerk of Gulfstreams. May you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Want to ask Pastor Stan?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Pastor Stan, may you come up for the invocation? Every day, time I do this, every order.
Let's look to the Lord. The Lord is righteous in all his ways and faithful in all he does. The Lord is near to all who call on him and all who call on him in truth. He fulfills the desires of those who fear him. He hears their cries and he saves them. The Lord watches over all who love him. Heavenly Father, this place, this evening, we desire your presence to lead, to guide, to inspire. Impart upon us divine knowledge, for truly our desire is that we might serve you and serve you well, and come before you in thy precious and holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Pastor.
All right. Here we have, is it former Chief Smith in the recognition of,
Miss Mayor,
Can I-
you
Yes.
need to do a roll call,
oh,
please.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Go for it.
Mayor Bridget Keating,
Present.
Vice Mayor Christie Mosbach,
Here.
President Pro Tem Taylor Materio, Councilmember Greg Freebold,
Here.
Councilmember John Maples.
Here. I can start off if you like.
Okay.
I'll start off. Good evening, everyone. This evening is, it's a privilege and an honor because tonight we're going to have the privilege of honoring both a legacy and the promise of new leadership in the town. First, I'd like to congratulate and thank Chief Smith for his remarkable 26 years of service to the town of Lake Clark Shores. We're going to be doing this a lot because I've got a lot of nice things to say. But his dedication to and commitment, professionalism, leadership, and left an enduring mark on this police department and this community. So we want to thank you, Chief. Also, I want to thank the staff. We had a great ceremony for you last Friday, and they did some excellent planning, and they executed that party. I thought it was a really nice party for you. So that ceremony really went well. So I want to thank the staff on that. But now we want to turn the chapter, and it's my pleasure to announce tonight we're recognizing and promoting David England as our new police chief. So another. Chief England brings an impressive career, which includes his service as the former police chief of the town of Jupiter. He has an undergraduate degree, I have to do this, at Florida State University, and he has a master's degree from Nova. His leadership, vision, dedication will guide our department into the future, keeping our community safe and continuing the proud tradition of excellence that has defined our police department. So congratulations, Chief. I want to turn it over to Chief Smith. I know you want to say something. You look good in a suit.
Welcome back. It was only a few days ago.
I know.
I wanted to thank the town. It's been an honor and a privilege over the years. Numerous accomplishments, especially in emergency management. I already gave my speech. You all should have a copy of it. Maybe we can put that out to the residents.
We will put in the buzz. Thank you.
But the last few months, I really enjoyed working with Assistant Chief Dave England. So one of the big projects that he worked on was a new technology in the radio system. It's encrypted, which was very important. Palm Springs went to encrypted, and he worked on it. And there was a lot of technology issues, but everything is up and running, right, Chief? So, but I wanted to thank him personally. I thanked him before of the events that happened. He did a lot of work on that behind the scene. And thank you as the manager. So it's been an honor and a privilege to work with all of you. So he's already been sworn in, not because I was having chest pain. I'm going to give him the badge.
Okay.
It's a beautiful gold badge, but as we know, it's not real gold. It's what's behind it. So I'm sure you're familiar with it.
You guys want to
Sure.
be in the background there, or do you want to just stand here?
Now I need.
John, you want to
Wanna go
be in
down
the
there?
back?
You need some glasses.
Oh, you won't get it.
Where?
Yeah, it's better, because you won't get it.
No.
We'll just stand in the back.
All the usual suspects are coming down.
This is our exercise.
The lineup.
I'll get him all last 2 weeks.
Sign up maybe, boy.
Move 'em, move 'em, move 'em.
So I think we should see here, because we got some props, right? So you want to take a picture of that? Go to the next one. Absolutely. Would you join? Sure. Yes, stay here.
First of all, it is truly an honor to be selected. It's truly an honor to be selected and chosen to serve with you. So I would like to say thank you for your trust. I'd also like to say thank you to Mr. Lobello for his trust in me also. And I do look forward to working with all of you for the betterment of Lake Clark Shore. So thank you. So as my first official function as the Chief of Police for Lake Clark Shores Police Department, I would like to honor you. The 26 years that you served the town of Lake Clark Shores and its residents, your over 50 years of law enforcement service. It's remarkable. It's truly remarkable, and a feat that's not done by a lot of people. So what I would like to do, I'd like to present you with this American flag. This is the American flag that flew in front of the police department at Town Hall today, marking your last day in service as a police officer. So thank you for all your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chief, on behalf of everybody in the police department, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. This is nice. This is better than being on a casket. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, no, you guys stay there.
Stay there in front.
Almost as good as a challenge for you.
We don't want to block it.
Oh, yeah. I need some pictures for the front. Rich is hiding.
Yeah, Rich is hiding. I'm not trying. you. That's what happens when you're birthday.
All right, Chief, thank you.
No, I was just gonna do, I could just follow I'm not afraid. Looking very puppish today.
It's only fitting that the chief retires from the town of Lake Clark Shores. For those of you who don't know it, he was raised here in the town of Lake Clark Shores as well. So that's a great caveat for you to take with you. Thank you for everything, Chief.
Yes.
All right, Michael Horowitz, anybody else have want to put in a speaker request? All right, just please state your name and address. Thank you.
Michael Horowitz from 7810 Beta. Want to just first recognize Mr. Maples, who served or volunteered at the the back to school.
Yeah,
Red.
backpack giveaway.
Working a production line with him and his daughter, packing backpacks to give away to people, to the kids at the convention center. It was a lot of fun. Good
Yeah.
to see you.
Happy birthday to your wife
Thank you.
again, by the way.
Yeah, it was good. She'll talk with you about that.
Yeah.
I wanted to, two things. One was I had mentioned to Mr. Labello that the idea of having a bridge opening party, as we did in Lantana when the new bridge was opened up, the day before they let traffic on it, to have just a gathering spot where all the residents who paid for it can walk around and see everything that happened. It was really a good event, and hopefully we can squeeze that into a very tight schedule.
I love that idea. I've been talking about that for a couple months now.
And it's aggressive because I know the latest report that just came out had us opening on August 22nd, which is be amazing if it did. So when this could be, who knows? But either way, that was one idea. I wanted to talk about the idea of improvements to the parks along Forest Hill and Pine Tree. And I think there's no option that I think that was presented to us that made sense. As the last thing I'd want to approve is any kind of gathering place where events would happen close to that intersection. I've had the pleasure for the past 10 years of working the Oktoberfest over on Lantana. And it's just, you can't have something going on without people driving by saying, oh, what's going on? And all of a sudden there's going to be 500 more cars than we didn't expect. Improving it where individual residents can go enjoy the day. And if 15 golf carts show up, it won't be a big deal. But if 15 cars show up, it's a big deal. So there's no plan that was presented in that survey. There was no way I can answer it and say, none of these work. An auditorium, movie night, food trucks. It's a recipe for disaster for a nice, peaceful place where people want to live. And that's not, come to Oktoberfest, you'll see what I'm talking about. It just, you cannot control. And any kind of water event or what's it called, a fountain thing, everyone driving by, the kids are gonna say, Mom, let's go there. If it's a public park, as it is in John Prince Park, it's a great place to take your kids. We don't want to live there. I was not even a fan of the signs on 95. Here's the way to Lake Clark Shores. I want to be what people drive by and don't know about. And the people that we invite in, they go, wow, I didn't know this was here. I'd like to stay like that. Of course, I'm just one voice, but I think a lot of us feel that way. So thanks for hearing.
Thank you.
One voice always counts, and we'll take that definitely in consideration. I don't know if any of us thought about the traffic, the drive-by traffic. We understood the traffic from our own residents coming here for the events, but to have all that per se hoopla, I know it could create a safety issue. So we'll definitely take that in consideration. We haven't made a final decision on what the actual, there's still more time. There's going to be more meetings and more tweaks to the plan. So you're welcome to come back and visit and see if you like what you like and what you don't like. Do we have any emailed questions?
No, we don't.
Okay. Do we have an approval for the agenda?
Make a motion for approval of agenda.
Do you have a second?
Second,
Any objections to unanimous consent?
You're going to call for the vote there? Approval? You want a consent agenda?
No, go ahead. One of the formal parliamentarian things is, do you have any objections to a unanimous consent? Unless you have an objection to.
Oh, Okay.
We're just trying to simplify it and streamline it. But if you want to vote, it's all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Make a
Agenda,
motion for consent.
we have a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're up to presentations. I'd like to welcome Senator Mac Bernard. And I think we have a PowerPoint.
Yeah, she said it.
Press the arrow. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. My name is Mac Bernard, State Senator for District 24. It is a pleasure to be here this evening. I have my legislative aide, Devonique Taylor, who's here with me. And before I start the presentation, I want to thank your Chief Smith for his 26 years of service to the town, and of course, welcoming your new chief, David England, to his new post. This past legislative session, there was like a 105-day session. So it's supposed to be for 60 days, but Richard Pinsky, who's in the back, kept us for an extra 45 days.
He only wish he had that power.
But just want to let you know that the town was well represented by Representative Tendrich, who did a great job in terms of being in her first session in Tallahassee. But much kudos goes to the work of Richard Pinsky, who's your lobbyist for this town, because what I can tell you is that while I was there during the whole 60 days, it seems like he only had one client, and that was the town of Lake Clark Shores. So,
Well, thank you.
and he didn't pay me to say this, but he really spent pretty much every day during this legislative session arguing and making sure that the town gets exactly what it was needed.
That's what we like to hear.
District 24, if you have your camera, it's got the QR code and you can find District 24, which starts north all the way in Palm Beach Gardens, and it goes all the way down to the Boynton Beach line. And so that's District 24. Committee assignments. And as I told the Vice Mayor, I have a lot of committees. So I serve on the Ethics and Elections as the Vice Chair, Agriculture, Criminal Justice, Finance and Tax, TED Appropriations, Fiscal Policy, Regulated Industries, and then 2 Joint Administrative Procedure Committees. So during this past session, I've been pretty busy. And not only am I busy, but the Senate President appointed me on June 13th to the Public Service Commission Nominating Council. And so that's the PSC. And so the council pretty much make the decision in regards to utility rates throughout the whole state of Florida. And we have our first meeting that's coming up on August 18th at 1 p.m. And then so we have 16 applicants who applied for 2 spots. And then we're going to have our second meeting. It was supposed to be September 4th, but I believe the chair's got a conflict, so most likely it's going to be either September 2nd or 3rd. And so we will submit 6 names to the governor, and the governor will get the chance to appoint 2 people to the Public Service Commission. Legislation that I sponsored about 13 bills out of 977 bills filed. 4 out of the 121 bills that passed, I passed 4 bills during this past session, but the governor vetoed one of them. So I ended up having 3 bills that were signed into law this year. The bill that was vetoed by the governor, which is what we want to do is continue to have a discussion regarding re-entry, where what we want to do was to have the Department of Corrections to provide the Florida Commission on Offender Review information on an inmate's use of vocational training, substance abuse, treatment, and educational programs. I didn't get a chance to work with the governor's office regarding how he wanted to move on this bill, and we're going to have that discussion with his new staff So now we can see if there's any appetite from the governor's office in terms of addressing this issue. But if not, then it'll be something that's going to be done under a new administration. We passed a type 1 diabetes bill, which requires the Department of Health, in collaboration with the school districts throughout the state, to develop information and materials for the early detection of type 1 diabetes for parents and guardians. And so this was a bill that we worked with Representative Allison Tent out of the Tallahassee area. SB 976, court-appointed psychologists. That's with Republican Representative David Barrero. We worked on this bill. This was the only families law bill that was passed during this session. And what it does is to disqualify any court-appointed psychologist, requiring a party to seek the disqualification. If you're going to disqualify a court-appointed psychologist, you have to file an administrative complaint against the psychologist. And so that's kind of like the only family law bill that we passed during this session. And one bill that I worked with Representative Meg Weinberger on, which is not a Palm Beach County bill, this was trying to get the relief for Mr. Jacob Rogers, who was injured by the city of Gainesville. And, you know, they thought that the city of Gainesville thought that this bill was never going to pass during this session. You have a new senator and a new representative, and the work of Representative Weinberger and myself, we were able to compensate Mr. Rogers for his injury, and the governor signed into law to compensate him $10.8 million. Wow.
I read that.
In regards to the budget appropriations, and you know, the session was basically trying to land this budget. We had a $115 billion budget that was passed. There were $600 million worth of projects that were vetoed by the governor. And we also tried to increase the budget stabilization fund, which is the rainy day fund. The governor vetoed that during this session. And pretty much what we're trying to do during this session is, because of the discussions on the one big beautiful bill that was being discussed in Washington, D.C., will we be protected, be prepared for any shortfalls? So we wanted to make sure that we had rainy day funds to protect Florida's interests, whether we're impacted by hurricanes or a downturn in the economy. And so that's kind of like what we're trying to do during this session. In regards to appropriations, we were able to get 29 projects that was funded in both the House and the Senate, which totaled over $20 million, and 19 out of the 29 projects survived the governor's veto. And so we were able to bring over $15 million to District 24. And so we do have a list of the projects that were passed that the governor didn't veto. And then we have the next slide, which is the ones that did get vetoed, over $5 million that got vetoed. And so when I brought up Richard Pinsky in terms of his work, really during this session was, all right, how can we remove the $3 million of raw sewage sludge that was dumped into the lake? And so Representative Tendrich and I, we worked diligently to try to figure out if we can get FDP or the state to try to address this issue for us. So, you know, Mr. Pinsky met with the Florida Department of Agriculture of Environmental Protection. We met with the Senate Appropriations Committee staff in both the House and the Senate. We met with the Chair Broder, the Minority Leader Berman, staff directors, to try to figure out if we can get the $5 million for the town. We even, Mr. Pinsky provided proviso language and the back of the bill language, so in that way we could try to get this $5 million for the town. But however, because of the fight between the speaker, the governor, the House did not want to give the governor the dollars for these water initiative projects. And so basically the $400 million were funded in member projects. And so that's the reason why we weren't able to do the proviso language and the back of the bill. And going into the 2026 legislative session, although we were done in June, we're already thinking of 2026. Thinking about it, there's a discussion in Tallahassee in regards to property taxes. And so we'll pretty much be prepared in terms of telling our story, in terms of making sure that we protect our property taxes in Palm Beach County. But at the same time, there's also a discussion regarding redistricting that's going to take place when we go to the committee weeks during special session. And so now to focus for 2026, which is two main priority for the town, which is the parks and the lake. And so what we're working on is, first of all, the town was designated as an impaired water body by the FDEP. The town adopted an alternative restoration plan. And so what we want to do is like really work with the town, work with Mr. Pinsky, your whole team, to really focus on converting from septic to central sewer. That's really going to be our main focus for 2026. And in regards to parks, we're going to seek for the Florida Recreation Development Assistant Grant Program. And we do have, I think that it doesn't exceed $200,000. And they have a webinar that's coming up on August 20th, and the application cycle opens up on September 1st. We look forward to working with the town and Mr. Pinsky to try to make sure that the town seek those funds for the parks, and also to seek funding requests for the lake. Oh, not for the lake, but for the septic to sewer conversion. And so this is my update for Tallahassee, and would love to take any questions from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Any questions?
Yeah, Senator, thank you for being here. Quick question for you. So as you guys go to Tallahassee, are we going to continue to ask for resources to clean up that sludge that we didn't get this session that's in the lake from that sewage leak, or what are you thinking on that? What's your perspective on that?
What I would say is I think that FDEP would like the town to kind of they think that some of it will clean up itself a little bit.
Okay.
But I believe that we can probably go further if we can focus on, the initial plan, which was to do the septic to sewer conversion.
And then you think we'll get money for cleaning the lake if the septic to sewer conversion is done?
I think what we could do is still seek funding requests. And I think, Mr. Pinsky, I don't know. Do you think we should?
DEP would like town to exactly what Commissioner Nichols just said. Get your central sewer project underway going, and then they don't want to clean up the lake and you still have that central sewer, basically.
Correct.
They told manager.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Yeah, and we're going to try to have DEP representative be here next month to explain all that to us.
Okay, great.
Senator, thank you so much for your efforts on our behalf. You mentioned the big, beautiful bill. Are there unfunded mandates that we need to be concerned about in that?
Well, if you think about it, there's been, the funding cuts for Medicaid. And so how's that going to impact the state's budget? And so it's early, but I'm sure when we get back during committee weeks, we'll see the impact of that. And so that's the reason why we're not sure. So we're going to try to be prepared.
And what about home rule? What are you seeing in that regard?
In regards to home rule, this past session, we were able to avoid the elimination of the CRAs. And I believe the senator who filed that bill probably will file it again. But so we're going to try to continue to protect home rule and make sure that the CRAs exist in Palm Beach County throughout the state of Florida.
Thank you.
Greg, do you have any questions?
I'm good at the moment. Thank you for everything. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Did you have it?
No, I just want to thank the senator. He's been great to deal with him in his office. So say hello to Willie for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. You've been very informative, and we know that you work behind the scenes, and I'm glad to hear that Richard has got your ear bent.
Yes, too much, but that's because he did that when I was in the house, and so now he's like, I think he's rented space in my office.
Is there ever too much?
No. We actually, it's very important, Mayor. I know you were in Tallahassee to visit us, and it's so important to see, people from the district to to come to Tallahassee, and having a representation in terms of Richard Pinsky is so valuable.
100%.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Good seeing you.
All right. Chief Duffy, in lieu of Chief Martinez for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good
My
evening.
name is Nicholas Duffy, Battalion Chief of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. I'm the battalion chief on today's shift, which is the Bravo shift. And Chief Martinez asked me to come and give you a report of our emergency calls for the town of Lake Clark Shores for the month of July. He couldn't make it today, so he asked me to do that for him. So our response times, which means from the moment the call is dispatched until the moment the truck arrives on scene, has been 7 minutes and 42 seconds for the month of July. And the total calls for the month have been 30, which break down on 24 medical calls, 2 fire alarms, 2 investigations, 1 hazardous situation, and 1 vehicle accident. Any questions?
Do we have any questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
taking your time out. I know being on shift is,
Yes. I'm in service still.
stay safe.
Good seeing you, Chief.
Okay, there's no quasi judicial proceedings. There's no public hearings. Guess this is turns over to Joe for the town audit service contract.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. As you all know, Council, we've been dealing with this issue since February. In February, the town council appointed an audit selection committee, which consisted of the chair being John Maples. Also had to have 2 finance professionals, which we had Mara Fredrickson, Director of Finance for Village of Palm Springs. We had Terry Bergeringer, Director of Finance for the City of Green Acres. So I want to thank all 3 of them because it takes many meetings to do this job. It's not an easy endeavor, which I'll go over the process, but want to thank them right now. So thank you, John, for serving.
You're welcome.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
And I think it was Christie that nominated you twice.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much.
Well, so that's what we did in February. In March, the committee met and set up the criteria. And also in June that we released the RFPs. In July, we opened the RFPs where we got 4 firms that actually bid on the project. They met again on August 4th, where they evaluated the firms and they ranked them. And the highest ranked firm was Grew and Associates for a total of 5 years at $144,000. So we recommend that you take the committee's recommendation, which is to award it to Grew and Associates, and for me and Charlie, the town attorney, for him to review the contract, for me to sign a contract and execute a contract with that firm.
They had the best score and the best price.
Yeah, they did.
It seemed like a no-brainer.
And their methodology was similar to what we're getting now as far as the audit and, auditing our CRA as well. And, the team, it was between our current auditor and the one that we chose, but very close, but they edged them out just a bit in the points. But it was a thorough process and well vetted, and the team did an amazing job. Those ladies are incredible to work with. And Joe, thank you to your team and your staff for all the work that you guys put in behind closed doors to prepare us for that meeting. So thank you for that. But I will, without further delay, make a motion to, and Joe, can I make that motion although?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So I'll make a motion to approve authorize the town manager to execute a contract with Graw and Associates contingent upon legal sufficiency review and approval of the town attorney.
Second.
Oh, right there.
Okay, that's unanimous.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you again to everyone.
All right, up for Code Enforcement Board. We have 2 candidates for the position, Tim Daughtry and Jonathan Thayer, and I guess we'll go in alphabetical order. Timothy, you want to?
So I think my resume expresses the experience and knowledge I have in the things that are going to be presented before the code board. I'll just highlight a few issues. I have 20+ years of experience in code enforcement and architectural review. Okay. 10 of those years, 10+ years were with Lake Clark Shores Code Enforcement Board. I was the vice chair for several of those years. I'm pretty well versed in the codes that we're going to be dealing with on the Code Enforcement Board, worked with them for many, many years. The codes have changed significantly since the time I was on the board, but we had discussed those changes while I was still on the board, so I know what some of those changes are, and I've seen some of that stuff. So it's not like it's something that I would need a whole lot of time to get on top of. For several years, when I was on the Code Enforcement Board, I had the opportunity to sit next to our town attorney, and we had lots of discussions about code enforcement issues in general. And I learned a lot through Charlie, and we had a lot of give and take. So it was very instructional to me to learn some of the things and some of the things that some of the other communities are doing when it comes to code enforcement. So I have a really good knowledge of the codes in general. It's been mentioned in the past, the necessity of maybe having a lawyer on the Code Enforcement Board. I do have a law degree. I did pass the bar in Virginia and DC, even though right now I am not licensed as a practicing attorney in any jurisdiction. So I have a good basic understanding of the laws that we're going to be dealing with. I have over 50 years as a contractor, 20 plus of them in Florida, as a contractor and as a master electrician. I consider that valuable information to bring to the code board, and it gives a different person and a different view as to how to work with some of the code enforcement issues. I'm a 20+ year resident of the town, and I've seen a lot of changes in the town in that time. Some good, some bad. And I've also seen, since the time that I left the board, quite a decent amount of changeover in the code board, okay? And I really believe stability on that board is very important, because with the stability, we tend to steer it in a certain way that I think helps the town. So that's all I need to say about everything, other than just look at my resume and you'll see what's in my resume. Okay. So any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Any questions?
I mean, I have one, Tim. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for your willingness to serve. Sometimes it could be a thankless gig, but I guess my question is, I know you continually show up for the town and try to fill some of these vacancies, and I wanted to ask you at the heart of it, like, why? Why is this important to Tim? Why does he want to fill that seat? And why does he continue to show up to do it?
I believe in volunteerism, okay? And it's been said by some of the other residents in this town in the past, what makes this town what it is the volunteers. It does. And it's something I have a lot of knowledge base in, okay? It's something I'm interested in. It's something I've read a lot of in. It's something that my background is in, okay, for many, many, many years. And I've worked with it in my previous community up in Virginia, outside DC, and now I worked with it here for many, many, many years. And it's a piece of me that's missing right now. Not having a position in the town that I can, you know, deal with and volunteer on a monthly basis. And I enjoy that. I enjoy working with Paul. He does a tremendous job as chairman of the Code Enforcement Board, and I have an incredibly good working relationship with him. And I have a really good working relationship with Charlie as our town attorney. Okay. Now, I will say this. Code enforcement officer I worked with, as most of the time on the code enforcement board, was Dana. Okay. So she no longer does that. Although I have had a few interactions with our new code enforcement officer. So I don't see that as being a huge issue. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Tim. Like to welcome Jonathan Thayer. No,
Don't.
don't.
What I'd like to do is just simply tell you who I am and why I applied. I'm from North Carolina. I've been down here 21 years. My wife and I moved down to open a franchise. We own a window gang franchise. She was a school teacher for 11 years. I ran it by myself. We started with me in a truck, and I'm running 7 crews now. We do 10 in October through December. So we've done well. We've done well enough to move off of Cherokee Road, quarter mile over here to Linmar. I'm at 1851 Linmar. So we've done okay. And we've done it with service and taking care of our employees. And we have reached a point where we both have time and a desire to give back to communities. My wife, for example, is involved with at least 4 different charities. Window Gang itself, we do donated work for multiple charities throughout Palm Beach County. And in terms of my background for code, I was a carpenter for 11 years. I know how things work, but what I'd like to do is, to be honest with you, I'm going to withdraw. I didn't want to waste your time, but I feel like I have, but please understand it was good intention. The goal was.
Why do you feel like you've wasted our time?
I'm not qualified.
That's not true.
Well,
That's not true.
Okay. Well,
You shouldn't.
Mr. Doctor, you have cred. Okay. Well, simple. I'm not a dummy. I'm a smart person. I should have gone to college, but I was the last of the Animal House people. We partied. So I've been working.
Billy Joel didn't go to college. Look at how much money he's got in the bank.
Yeah. But we worked for him, so I got some of that.
So you know.
Point being is that, I mean, I've taken a company and built it, and we do it on customer service. I have a belief that government in itself this government here should be to aid the people who live here, make their lives better in the town. And I realize code enforcement, that works in many different ways. I can't have someone beside me hurting my value and my quality of life because of something that needs to be done. Things can't be built improperly and cause problems down the line. So I feel like bottom line is I can learn, I'm going to read and try to be fair.
That's all it takes.
So you still want to put your name in the hat for the consideration?
Yeah, I'll.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's entirely up to you. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate your consideration and your time, and I can assure you that I will give it 100%. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I think we're incredibly fortunate to have 2 such qualified applicants for the position.
Mayor, we have those ballot, if you'd like to
Yes.
do it that way.
Okay, you have your ballots and you submit your ballots.
Just to remind you, you have to put your name on it. Not a secret ballot.
A secret ballot. I gotta get mine. I gotta find mine. Got to papers.
And I don't know what the results are going to be, but I would encourage whoever of you is not appointed tonight to continue to try to serve the community, because we're very fortunate to have folks who really want to make this town a better place. And I thank you both for stepping forward.
Apologize.
The results are that the board has determined that they would like to appoint Jonathan Thayer to the Code Enforcement Board.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Jonathan. And Tim, thank you.
Congratulations.
Tim, thank you. Jonathan, thank you. Welcome aboard. Look. You-
We will.
I guess Joe will,
We'll contact you.
And those ballots become part of the official records of the meeting and they are public record.
That's correct.
okay.
Thank you, Tim.
New business. No, that's it.
No, yeah, I have one more.
Oh, we have a
The-
financial assistance request for the town of Ocean Ridge.
Yes, thank you. We got an email from the chief of Ocean Ridge asking for assistance with their fire range. They want to do some improvements. It blew up to $100,000 in improvements. They got it down to $24,000. And we've been partnering with them for free using their fire, their fire,
Their facility, their firearms
facility.
range.
Lost the word. Thank you. I actually had one of those in Juno Beach. I don't know why I lost that word. We had a range in Juno Beach for many years. So I know how expensive it is to run a range. So for them to do this for free for us for 20 years, not ask us for money, we save on, obviously we save because of the vicinity of the range. We don't have to waste as much gas. They provide us, also, they also provide us training. Sometimes if we don't have a training officer there, targets. So I think we save thousands every year. So I think this is a great deal for the town. And they gave us a range of somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000 to donate for this endeavor. I would be on the top, you know me, I'm very frugal, but I'd be on the top of that range because it's a good longstanding relationship that we want to keep. So that would be my recommendation from.
So Joe, are they looking for in between 3 and not to exceed 5?
That's correct.
I'll make a motion that we approve a contribution amount of 3,000, not to exceed 5,000 to the town of Ocean Ridge in support of the gun range.
Well, you have to pick a number.
Pick a number.
You got to pick a number. I can't pick the number. You have to pick the number.
Hey, Greg,
I,
Mayor, Councilman.
yes,
I wanted to add, conservatively, they've saved this town $10,000. So I wanted you to know that.
I think they save us thousands every year.
oh, so you want a number in between 3 and 5?
Citizen
Then I'll-
Smith has
I'll
spoken.
amend that motion to 5.
Okay, that's what we need. Thank you.
I'll second that. And chief, new chief, we need you to go and find those forfeiture dollars that,
Big time.
that was my first question. I was
Big
like,
time.
yo, this sounds like a forfeiture expense. What are we looking? Yeah, okay.
Wanna comment on-
But he also said when you do find them, that we can go back and readjust this down the road. So I know as a CEO of a nonprofit or CEO or a chief, their job is to go out and find the money. Welcome aboard.
Show me the money.
Find rich criminals.
Man, you wanna-
So I
you wanna-
second that motion. Thank you.
What was
Thank
the
you.
motion? What was the amount?
5,000.
I second it, if it hasn't already been seconded.
John seconded.
Okay.
2 seconds. Did you want to comment about the forfeiture funds?
This would normally be,
Can it be used on that, chief?
it would be normally perfect for forfeiture, but we don't have any right.
I understand, but could it be used for that?
In the future.
It could, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Motion approved.
Thank you so much. And thanks, Chief Smith, because he forged this relationship many, many years ago.
Also, the police chief lives
The Ocean
Yep.
Ridge Police Chief?
I didn't know that.
Even more so.
Thanks, chief.
Thank you. Do we want to do the legal one first or want to do yours first?
Put a call in. They had 2 cars pulled over on my way in on Pine Tree and there was 3 officers. It didn't look
Okay.
good. Maybe we got something.
We'll change the order. Okay, I'm going to do my status report. It's important to note that next month's meetings have changed. In September, we conflict with a lot of taxing agencies on their budget process because everyone is approving their budgets next month. So we cannot use the second Tuesday of the month as we normally do. So, and we have to have 2 meetings. So the first meeting will be on September 3rd, which is a Wednesday at 6:30. The second meeting will be September 15th, which is a Monday. So those are the 2 dates for next month. So mark your calendars, they're different. Then in October, we'll return back to on the 14th, which is the second Tuesday of the month.
Joe, may I ask a question?
Of course.
I don't know if we need to approve this or not, but as I had told you before, I will be out of town at a family wedding on the 3rd.
Right.
If it's acceptable, Charlie, I can attend online. Just for the vote for the proposed budget. That's the first meeting.
And it is legally acceptable.
Okay, very good.
As long as we have 3 people in the chairs.
Yeah, you have to have a quorum present.
Right.
In person.
So I need to know if anyone else is going to miss any of these dates.
I have
Very
no
important.
other, I have no other conflicts.
And we're going to hunt you down on the 3rd. So
That's okay. I'll be here.
Just hold off on them bourbons.
I try not to miss too many. Well, I'm flying, so I'm not allowed till afterwards.
Thank you, Charlie. For this month, we have a really important event, the Footprint Senior Club. Palm Beach County was awarded a grant, and it's to protect your property and your assets for wills and probate process and all this trusts now. A lot of people hold their properties in trust. So all of this legal advice is offered to you free if you live in an area, and most of Lake Clark Shores is in that area. So I would recommend all seniors to come to this meeting. I'm going to come because I have a lot of questions about probate and everything.
But as you mentioned, it's to all residents. You don't have to be a senior.
Correct. Thank you.
Mhm.
It's for all residents. And I heard they'll actually do your will. So I don't know exactly. So this is an important meeting, but at least they'll give you free legal advice. So did you know about that? It's competitor.
How can you go beat free?
Competitor to CPAs too. But anyway, the bridge, as you know, please sign up for the buzz because you get a Monday weekly update. We're looking like the 22nd. It could be the 25th. That's how close we are to know which date. They're counting the days now. And yes, I would love to have a get together the night before, but I can't schedule it because I don't know which night it is yet. But we would like to have a celebration the night before, drink some champagne. I'd like to have a clergy out there to bless the bridge. So things of that nature. So that's still on schedule, whatever date it is. We're still dealing with a few things, but we're days away. It's the 10th, 22nd is 12 days away. You know,
So it's still looking like-
12th and I'm sorry,
it's
10
still-
days away.
It's still looking like the week of 18 to 22nd, or they're actually saying closer to the end of the week.
End of the week to now they're saying the 25th. So it could be the 22nd to the 25th.
Understood.
Somewhere around there. But I'd love to send out a notice and they keep telling me not to send that notice out because they do not have.
A definitive date.
Correct. As you know, we had on the agenda the change orders, but we still are not completed with that process yet. We're still negotiating and our team is negotiating with all 2 parties on those. But we have like 4 or 5 change orders. Most of them are small, 2 of them are large. And if you want an update, just give me a call. But you know, they're mostly for that rocks that they found on those large boulders that they found under the bridge.
Who's the team doing the negotiating?
It's me, Dan Clark, who's our town engineer, and obviously the project manager, who's Baxman, which we can't negotiate. Then later we'll negotiate with him with his bill. But he's
Good news. I saw a nice big construction truck parked on the bridge today.
Yes.
So that's movement.
Yeah, no, they're working very hard.
They have been.
They're really working.
It looks phenomenal. I mean,
As
from
you
a
know, change
structural
orders are
standpoint.
part of the game.
And it's the utilities. I don't want to say anything bad, but it's the utilities. And there's even a bill that Tallahassee passed that reimburses them for relocations that now they're starting to bring that up. So we're going to have to maybe possibly deal with that. So it's confusing, but they did put a dedicated source of money for that. So we'll go over that, Charlie, but it's going in the right direction. So that's all I could tell you publicly because we're still negotiating. The other things are pretty self-explanatory, the other 12 items, but the last item, I'd like to thank Representative Tendricks because she's phenomenal and she set up a meeting with DEP. You can see a picture with us there at their office, and that's Jason there who lives close to our town. And I asked him to come to one of our meetings to explain why he wants us to definitely pivot to septic to sewer, because what he said, and I'll just paraphrase it, they had a 100 million gallon leak in Broward. We had a 4 million gallon. Senator Bernard said 3 million, but I heard 4 million, but who knows? 4 million is close enough. But we heard ours was 4 million. They had a 100 million gallon leak in Broward, and they did do testing and they found very little sludge on the bottom of the lake after a year. So but we already have sludge in the bottom of our lake because of the years of sediment. So it's going to be hard to prove. And obviously there's lawsuits about the actual cost of the cleanup, which is in the tens, 12 million, somewhere around that. So there's a lot of things moving there, but DEP is told us that they'd like to help us with the septic to sewer. So that was encouraging.
Joe, can I ask you one other question?
Yes.
So regarding WM and the contract talks, they've agreed to extend that contract for 6 additional months. Is there a problem with
tentatively.
bulk trash pickup?
No, bulk trash.
Well, I've just noticed over the past few weeks that there have been larger piles that in the past have not been a problem. When Jeff was here, he said they kind of overlooked that. I don't know if we possibly need to, and maybe we'll do that after that 6 months has passed and we know what our new contract and the verbiage is in there.
Mhm.
But I'd like to know because there's a couple like at Sophia's, hers didn't seem too big, but it's still there today.
Mhm.
And I didn't know if there's, too much. Sometimes they only will do a certain amount of runs. And if that's the case, talk about communicating. We need to communicate that out there.
Well, Emily and I did discuss that with
Okay.
three of the representatives there, that they need to do a better job of tagging because it's only 2 yards that are
Right.
allowed, 2 cubic yards, which is not a lot. And I see about sometimes 20. The one
Sure.
we talked about, Greg, was 20, at least
Yes.
20 cubic yards. So they do need to do a
Well, the
better
code
job.
does
tagging.
cover that as well, but if they're not notifying
They're not. They admitted they need to do a better job of tagging.
in the county area, if you have it too big, they tag it and
It's an
and
orange.
you have a certain amount of time
It's an
to get
orange.
rid of it.
It's
Yes.
an orange tag, and it tells you got to get rid of it or make arrangements with them to pay extra, or whatever they do. But they're only contracted for 2 cubic yards.
Well, maybe it would do us some good to put it on the website and just through all these communication efforts we've been doing regarding other things.
We'll do a better
Let's
job on that.
do that and just get it out there so they know because they become frustrated. I don't know if you've received calls because we've received the numbers for waste management and that kind of stuff. So,
And if it's done by a
communicate
professional,
both bridges. Not walls.
and thank you, Greg. And it's done by a professional. It should be picked up by a professional. That's what the whole
Well, the
purpose
code
is.
is if the landscape company does it, they need
They
to.
should
And,
they should take it away.
I know from past experiences that they're concerned because they're like, well, it's going to cost them money. Well, guess what? Somewhere, somebody's paying for that.
Right. But it all starts with tagging it properly,
Yes.
in my opinion. So Emily and I did mention that. We don't have a lot of complaints with WM, but that was one of them that we
I'm going
did
to have to
bring up.
get used to saying that.
I'm trying.
WM.
Waste management,
It
but
just comes out. It's been how many years?
it's for me 40.
Yes.
Is
Okay,
that-
thank you very much. That's
is-
all I
Thank
had.
you.
Is that just bulk or is that bulk and the trimmings or is that all inclusive?
To 2 cubic yards.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It doesn't come up a lot with bulk. So if you put a refrigerator out there and everything, they'll pick that up.
Okay.
It's mainly with vegetation.
Okay.
Thank you. And if anybody has any questions about the other 12 items, let me know, but they're pretty self-explanatory.
So police report is, who's going to do their police report?
Police report is attached. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Any questions?
We have two chiefs tonight, so
I know,
go
that's
ahead.
why I asked, that's why I asked.
Just wear them out.
Any questions?
Oh, I do have a question, actually. The hours on the stops on the water, the citizen contacts, it says 2 and jet skis 2, were those the same? Is- And were any citations issued for speeding of any sort?
I see misdemeanors.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Yes.
They were
yeah,
the same.
Yes, they were the same.
They were same, but I don't think there was a citation.
So I see it was hours on the waterway. Was that just one outing, two outings?
Yes, remember our marine unit, we had to replace the alternator
Okay.
and the engine. So they had to order it so the boat wasn't in the water. But we had the sheriff's department and the state was out. So I'm sure there was some contacts there.
So is the boat back in service?
The boat is back in service.
And training? How's the training going? Do we have the guys in training, soon to be trained?
September.
And we say we have 3, 4, 2.
2.
So 2, and how long is that training?
That training.
More or less.
4 days, depending on different types of training and stuff, 3 to 4 days.
So until then, we're looking at, are we just picking and choosing what days we're having them out there, or how is that
Right.
being determined?
You have to remember, we don't have the personnel to have the boat in every weekend, and we do the best that we can, but our first responsibility is on the road.
Absolutely.
Responding to calls. in the
100%.
Community.
I'm just asking because I'm seeing a lot more boat traffic, and you would think it'd be the opposite with school back in session, but I guess people got more time on their hands in between. And the residents obviously are concerned about just boating safety, whether it's the jet skis or not. So hopefully we'll get those guys trained and eventually have more personnel in general, and we'll have more time on the water. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think the legal is up.
My
Charlie.
report is included in your packet, the last page of the packet, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions from the council?
Nothing.
Okay. I think we might be winding down here.
This might be a record.
All right, any council comments?
Yep, thank you. To Joe, how is the how's Footprints going?
Doing well. So sometimes it's hard to predict how many people are going to show up, but sometimes we surprise them. We have good attendance, and other times we don't. So that's why when we try to promote it when we have a good speaker. So, but we get new people coming all the time. So
Has there been any negative feedback on it, or anything we can improve on that?
not really.
Footprints to
No,
make sure it's good for the residents still?
no. I actually think we just got an email. I think we sent it to you saying how the person came for the first time and thought it was incredible. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
They all have good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been a great service and a program for the community.
Well, fantastic. Okay, thank you. And to all the residents, I know there's been some conversation. I've gotten some calls. I am indeed running for State House in District 87. And so at some point I will have to tender my resignation on this board. So I wanted you to hear that from me, but it has been a joy and a pleasure to serve this town. And when that time comes, I will make sure I let everyone know, but I wanted to address that because I get a lot of calls about that. But again, I am available to the residents. When I am serving in this capacity, I will be given 110% throughout my time here to make sure we leave in an excellent condition. I've always done my best here and tried to give my best effort to this town, as I believe that's what it deserves. So in that endeavor, if any of the residents have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. And Chief, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I remember when I first moved into the community, you gave me a ride and let me see the center and all the technology, and it's incredible. So thank you for your hospitality to me and my family, and just been blessed to know you and your family, and wish you the best on the boat, sailing in Laurel.
Thank you, sir.
If you need a deckhand, you give me a holler. To the council, thank you.
Thank you, John, and wish you success. And
Wish you luck, John.
we're sorry to see you have to make that move, but we're happy that we'll have a representation and a much more strong capacity in the
See if
state.
this can get us 12 million.
Yeah, there you go.
That 40 million coming through here. would be
Tag,
good
you're
shape.
it. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Thayer, we all start somewhere in everything and every endeavor that we do. We all have a starting spot and we have an ending spot. You will come on board, you will learn, you'll be taught. That's one good thing about the people around here. They'll share with you, they'll help you, they won't let you fail. So welcome to the Code Enforcement Board. I hope you know what you got yourself into. No, it's one of the most important things we do around here because I hear comments that upset me. I've been around Lake Clark Shores since the mid 70s and people say it's gone down. Every community, every municipality is always going to have a few places that are going to be questionable. Things happen in our lives. We should never really judge anyone. What we should do is try to help people find solutions to what their problems are. And when I first came on board here, I never served on any other boards. I'm just one of those individuals that I know what I want and I'm going to go after it. And sometimes I may upset some people. I try to do it kindly and professionally, but I know what I want to do and I know that I want to be involved as well. And I had a lot of people, and even some of those that didn't like me in the beginning, help me and teach me the ropes. So welcome aboard. I'd like to reiterate what Senator Bernard said, and I hope that everybody heard that. We cannot move forward. Speaking of keeping our town nice, we cannot let our jewel go down the drain, so to speak. The water is what we have here for all of our property values, for everything, all of us on the water, just anybody in this community. So regardless of where we go in the future, regardless of where Councilman Maples is, where any of us are, we need to give out the correct facts. This shouldn't be political. I don't want it and I'm going to try to get rid of you. I'll be gone from this board at one point in time too, I'm sure. It's just how it works. But after my close to 20 years and 18 years on a committee that handles this kind of stuff, it's important to the future of the town. Our limits are bound, period. Pretty much. We've tried to get the enclave. It's fallen down. I don't think that's.
We didn't give up.
I don't think we ever give up.
No, we're not.
We never should give up.
No.
Period. But we need to stay focused and help. I'm willing to listen to everybody. And I tell them, if you want the honest truth, go on there. We have places on YouTube where the charrette was. There's science out there that tells you we should be looking whether it happens in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. The real crux of that situation is we've been listening to the DEP and what they've been saying, and we really haven't moved on it. We haven't done much on it. I know there's been some concern about the dollars spent for permitting and design and things of that nature, which didn't cost the taxpayers any money. Didn't cost a dime to any taxpayer. It's very imprudent for us to bury our heads in the sand and think, and even for future councils. And when I'm not sitting up here, I'll be standing at that podium, making sure the people that are up here are staying in front of this issue, because this will really turn the corner for the town of Lake Clark Shores. And for those who say they're on a fixed income, I've long said, I think we all are. I'm on a fixed income. I want to retire. I don't want a 20, 30, 40, $50,000 bill hanging over my head when I retire. But if it's for the betterment of this community and everything, I'll do it. And if we play our cards right, we'll get at least 50% of those dollars given to us. I don't think they're ever going to mandate it. That would really force them to help us. I think what they'll probably do, and this is just my experience on my committees, is they'll stop issuing permits for drain fields. And I feel for some of these people. I see a new one putting in a new drain field and a new septic tank. I get phone calls all the time. When is this going to happen? We don't want to replace our drain field and septic tank. Well, that's kind of up to this council to decide if we're going to continue to move forward, do what these professionals who are guiding us are telling us to do, and to have the backbone to do it. So I want everybody to remember what Senator Bernard said. And when you're in Tallahassee, visit him. Remind him about little old Lake Clark Shores. Because another thing, I don't think the state doesn't like giving money to people who they feel have money. And they feel like this is an affluent neighborhood. So, Chief, I'm going to end with you. You were one of those. You could have been skeptical about me in the beginning because I was represented by some of the people that the other people didn't like. Even though I'm willing to say I voted for the sewers in 05, I voted for it. It would have only cost us $9,000 at that time. $9,000. 90% of the people here can stroke a check for $9,000 in Lake Clark Shores. If you're paying $8,000 in insurance and $6,000 or $7,000, and that's me. Just think of the people that are coming in at $1 million, what they're paying in taxes. If you can live with that, you can do it. So you taught me a lot. You worked with me. You helped me with the COP. You took me to different entities to help us. Even though they didn't approve it, we still did the legwork. And you were right there with me, and you were knowing that you were telling me this is what we need. This is what we want to do. And we took a little bit of a beating over it from a previous council member and maybe even an administrator. But at the end of the day, we took small, steady steps and we made it. And I want you to know I paid attention to you and you taught me a lot and you still do. So I wish you nothing but the best in your future. And if Jonathan gets on that boat, John, this one right here, not that one, this one gets on that boat before me, you're going to be in big trouble, buddy. 'Cause I've only been on there to help him put a refrigerator in.
Now you got people fighting over your boat.
Well, we may end up on the city boat is the way it looks.
Thank you again for your service to the town of Lake Clark Shores.
Yes,
But
thank
we'll
you.
still keep in touch with you. Thank you.
I'll start with Maples down there. Please do not resign from this council until the day after you get elected. Your wisdom and your temperament are incredibly needed, and it would be too hard to see you go a minute before necessary. Chief, have a nice sail, my friend. Enjoy your retirement. You deserve it. I would second the earlier notion of a bridge celebration, and when we can ever figure out it would be. And I want to thank Joe for giving me a tour of the CRA. I know this is not a CRA meeting, but you don't really get a sense of it driving it, and we were walking it, and I would recommend that every one of you, if you haven't had the chance to do that yet, take a walking tour with Joe, and it was very informative and very enlightening. And lastly, and this one's been a bee in my bonnet for a while now. Last week we had Brian Kelly here, and we've had him a year or so before that talking about the traffic study. I would like to suggest that we remove a couple of the stop signs, especially when I mentioned this one to him, the one that's on Venetian and Pine Tree. As you're coming into town, I said, you haven't even had a chance to go fast and speed, and then you've got a stop sign as soon as you enter town. And he said, well, stop signs are not meant to slow you down. They're meant to control the traffic flow and who gets to go and who gets to stop. So I think before even the bridge opens, I would like to propose that we remove. Obviously, we need to keep the one on Venetian, but the ones on Pine Tree I don't think they're necessary. And we've been told they're not a question of safety or speeding. So that's my thoughts on that. And it's for traffic control and not for speeding. So I'd like to hear what everyone else thinks about that.
They don't stop there anyways. That's my thought. There's a lot of stop sign running here because there's a lot of people who feel the way you do.
And our traffic study said we have too many stop signs.
I understand. Charlie, what's the policy and procedure for removing stop signs?
First of all, you have to do an evaluation, but you have the ability to remove where it's not warranted.
As part of that professional engineering study, would that be his purview for which ones should be removed and which ones shouldn't?
Yes.
That would be a whole nother part of the study.
I believe that he stood
He
here.
said it, but I don't know if he was talking about
said that.
removing them.
Yeah.
He can say it, but if, I don't know, Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong, but unless it's specific to that, it's a liability if we do that. Correct?
I'm not sure what you're asking me. What's
Well,
the
just because he
liability?
gave the traffic study before and he says, I think there's too many stop signs, doesn't
That-
mean you can go removing stop signs.
No, that's correct. You can't just willy-nilly remove stop signs. No. He'll have to give a recommendation and justification for the removal.
Right.
But they can be removed. In some cases, it's a matter of changing a four-way or a three-way stop to simply a two-way stop. But it will require his evaluation and recommendation. And you don't have any liability just because he said that he believes there are too many. That does not.
Well, I mean,
create a
yes, if we
liability.
just went and did it, that would be a liability to
Yes.
us.
It possible, yes.
And if you think about Pine Tree, some of the side streets have make you stop, and some of them don't make you stop.
Yeah, there's a couple where the line of sight is fine.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying.
Well, we have to go
The resistance.
one by one with him at a meeting, or could that be?
What-
Go ahead.
May I suggest?
Yes.
It's, in my opinion, it's a good practice to put it on the agenda. So if you guys, three of you want to put this on the agenda, is there another intersection besides that one? Or was that one?
I think there's a couple.
But there's
Or you just want
there's
to
a
talk about
bunch that
stop
have stop
signs?
signs, but I think that's the one that's the most ridiculous
Okay.
one.
We could say including that, and you can invite Mr. Kelly to that meeting, or you can have a discussion amongst yourselves first on the next agenda and see if you want to invite Mr. Kelly. But I agree with the town attorney. At the end, you want the professional saying he agrees with you and to remove and to do whatever. So there's no rush on this, in my opinion. So you just take a few months to do it right if you want to start this endeavor. If you don't, but I would always say that first it comes here. Thank you for asking. We had a discussion first, so I knew about this. So I can't even talk to my council members about this because you talked to me about it. So now that you've brought it up, I can talk to them now. So that's why you do this practice. So we already had a discussion. Now, if you'd like, three of you say put it on as a discussion item, then we can have some input from the police department. But it would be good to identify which stop signs, and then we'll see if it goes further to Mr. Kelly.
Would it be better to identify them now or as one by one? Because there's many stop signs on Pine Tree. I think we're primarily talking about.
You know why
Pine Tree.
you identify them now? Because I'm gonna put them on the agenda and people see that they might have an opinion. The residents might have an opinion on Venetian and Pine Tree. So, and if you put others on there. So
Especially those couple of houses that live right there.
Correct. So that's why you want to identify them, so that we can just put it as a general discussion, and then we can zone in on which ones you want, and then invite Mr. Kelly.
Right. Okay.
And there's typically a procedure of,
right.
I live on a corner, and the street that I live on was the stop street. And the city decided they wanted to make the other street stop, and the street that I'm on be the through street. So they made it a four-way stop so that the people got used to stopping on the other section. And then after several months, removed the two stop signs. So it's not something that happens necessarily overnight unless you're And you've got to give people notice, because otherwise somebody's going to go through the intersection and somebody's going to think that they're supposed to be stopping because they've been stopping for the last 3 or 4 years.
That's why I was suggesting it before the bridge opens up, because of the,
I think that might be too soon.
But we can get that recommendation from the traffic engineer.
That's correct. That's why I always like to deal with the traffic engineer on this matter.
Now, would it be prudent possibly to, since we've already discussed it here, do a tour, like a golf tour and say, okay, I think that one should go. No, I think that one should go, because we all may have difference of opinion of which one should make more sense to stay and which one's more to go. Or should we, how would you suggest we proceed?
The more detail, the better. So if you, 3 of you say to put this on the agenda as a discussion, that's where I would go with it first. We can just say we're going to talk about Pine Tree Lane, all the stop signs, or we
Okay.
could say, but because it's going to be on the next month too, with, when you have this discussion, you might say, no, let's just focus in on these 2 stop signs.
Christie.
I thank you.
Because I have others.
I make a motion that we discuss it, that you meet with that we meet with the engineer and we propose to remove some of the stop signs. And probably a few of the speed bumps.
Do you want me to do it that way, or do you want to have a discussion first? That's the 2 options that I gave you.
I think it would be more prudent to have the discussion and pick your intersections so that you're not giving the traffic engineer
too much.
Yes.
too much and
Give him
asking him
some
to look at
guidance.
every intersection.
So you want to revise or clean, you want to assist her with?
Get any input
just-
from the police department?
Yeah, we will. On this
Okay.
discussion item, I'll definitely get their
Okay.
opinion.
I think that's important.
Sorry, well, I'll narrow it down then. I'd make a motion that we consider removing the stop sign on Pine Tree at the intersection of Venetian.
Okay, and place it on the next agenda as a discussion item.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll second.
I think we should do more, but
I'll third since he needs 3.
Okay, we're good.
all those in favor?
Thank you.
I think there's a lot more stop sign.
Oh, I agree with you.
I would have done all Pine Tree, but you made the motion.
Well, you.
No, it's
you want me-
okay.
Want me to amend the motion?
This isn't a racetrack.
No, it's
my kids.
it's already done. It's your motion. So we can, when we discuss it, if we want to amend it, we can amend it.
Okay.
Well, final comments. I want to thank Jonathan for stepping up. Welcome aboard. You will not do this alone. We're definitely a team, and you have a staff up here, and don't be hesitant to ask any questions, because we're here to, we're all here to make this town better. So we appreciate your time. Time is invaluable. Thank you all residents for showing up. Chief, thank you for your service, and also thank you for your hospitality. I was also like John, you took me under your wing and took me around the tour and welcomed me in this community. And that's how I really fell in love with this community, beside coming here and it reminded me of my hometown. So thank you for your service. Don't be a stranger. Stay safe out there, and definitely enjoy that sailboat. Welcome aboard, Chief England. We will look forward to working with you. And John, definitely look forward to working with you in your next role. Should you win, I definitely support you. Anything I can do from any aspect, whether it's on the town council or from my history in the fire service, I'll be more than happy to serve you.
Mayor, thank you for that. Thank you.
Well, I think that anybody else has any more comments? Any more comments from the residents?
Just that I want to go on a sailboat too.
All right, I think that can.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you again.